Alright, so I've been going over some things in the Hebrew today. First, we're going to start at Genesis 1, right? Now, Zakar, the Naf, Va is male and female. And Ha-Adam is the image of God, right? Yet Ish was taken from Isha in Adam, right? Both were. Now, does that seem rational if the male and female are one in Christ Jesus, who is the second Adam, the Lord from heaven, right? To redeem both back to God, right? Not just the male, but the female too, right? Both sinned, by the way. Though the serpent went through Eve first, if you remember the story. Now, he talks to Eve and says, yada first, right? Then yada E, and then after they eat, it's yada ooh. But the only place that phraseology is used is when the woman is raped by the men, right? In Judges, right? And that's why the Gnostics are talking kind of weird about it, right? What they're trying to say is, why did God kick us out of Eden if all we did was no good and bad, right? Was the knowledge the serpent the problem, or what? Well, yes and no, right? It also implied that God was good and bad, right? Though God made everything from day 1 to day 6 and said it was good every day, right? And on the 6th day, said it was very good, right? And God saw that all that he had made, and found it very good. And there was evening and there was morning, the 6th day. Now listen here, though. In chapter 2, we're hearing something a little bit different, right? Because see, after 6 days, which a day to God could be as 1,000 years, right? A year and a day, right? It's not that it's not 6 days. It's not that it's not 6 years. It's not that it's not 6,000 years, right? To God, right? Now, the earth, right, in the beginning was created, right? So, when God began to create heaven and earth, the earth being unformed and void, with darkness over the surface of the deep, and a wind from God sweeping over the water, God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and there was evening and there was morning the first day. Now, in the Hebrew, that's Yom Echad, right? Now, Shama Yisrael, Yahuwah Elohim, Yahuwah Elohim Akkad, right? One. That's Yom Akkad is day one, not necessarily first day, right? Now, Peter says in 2 Peter, one day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as day one, right? Or again, right? Yom Akkad, right? So that day was 1,000 years, and a year, and a day, But it's saying no man can know the day or the hour of his return. Yeah. But you can't rush it either, Christians, right? See, an adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and no sign shall be given them, right? And the only sign we have is Jesus was resurrected, and we know he's coming back one day. Of the 1,000-year days, right? Since he left too, right? Now, if 7 days is 7 years, right? 7 days and 7,000 years, right? To finish it, right, by the way, right? See, 0 to 1,000 is the first 1,000 years, by the way, right? When God is saying he created the heavens and the earth, right? The earth being unformed and void, right? Now, some, like the alien hunters, would say, could this be, right, an alien civilization whose ruler, God, whatever you want to call it, right, terraformed the earth, right? Some say maybe from Mars. I don't know. Right. But some ruler, some God, some Elohim, right, created the planet from a watery type, void type situation, right? And the first thing it made was light, the sea, right? What it was doing, right? The second day had to do with making a heaven, right? Right? And to gather the waters and make dry land appear. Now, Yom Sheh Nay, I guess, right? The second day too, or second day, both. Alright, So, after God made land, right, and water, right, and separated the two, right, then God made a firmament, right? And separated waters below the sky in one area, that the dry land may appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering of waters he called seas, oceans, right? You know, whatever, right? Another word for it. And God saw that this was good. And God said, let the earth sprout vegetation, right? Seed-bearing plants, fruit trees of every kind on earth that bear fruit with the seed in it. And it was so. The earth brought forth vegetation, seed-bearing plants of every kind, and trees of every kind, bearing fruit with the seed in it. And God saw that this was good, and there was evening and there was morning, a third day. So this is Yom Shali She or Shay. So Shali Shay is third or three. Yom 3. Right? Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to separate day from night. They shall serve as signs for the set times, the days and the years, and they shall serve as lights in the expanse of the sky to shine upon the earth. And it was so. God made the two great lights, the greater light to dominate the day, and the lesser light to dominate the night. And the stars, and God set them in the expanse of the sky to shine upon the earth, to dominate the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. And God saw that this was good. And there was evening and there was morning, the fourth day. Yom Arib, Re, Ra, Be, Say. Day 4. Now here, on the 5th day, God said, let the waters bring forth swarms of living creatures, and birds that fly above the earth across the expanse of the sky. God created the great sea monsters and all the living creatures of every kind that creep, which the waters brought forth in swarms, and all the winged birds of every kind. And God saw that was good, or this was good, and God blessed them, saying, be fertile and increase, or fruitful and multiply, as the King James Version said. Fill the waters in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth. And there was creatures, and there was evening and there was morning, the 5th day. And that's Yom Tami Shay. So Yam Ha She Shay is the 6th day. But on the 7th day, which is Bayom Ha Sa B Sa E Sa E Sa E Ha Sa B C. Because I believe that's the TS. All right. Y. Ma. The Ek. Tu. Or Tiu. Or Thiu. Asher. Ashah, the Yashabat, by Yom Ha Sha B C Ma Call. Ma La Ka Tu Thu Asher A Sa. So on the 7th day, God finished the work that He had been doing, and He ceased on the 7th day from all the work that He had done, and God blessed the 7th day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that He had done. Such is it the story of heaven and earth when they were created. Now, Moses surely heard a lot of the Egyptians' theories, right, or stories, right, of creation, right? And some of it would sound probably weird to him, right? Don't you think, scientists, right? So I think what he did was kind of try to figure it out for himself, right? Basically. And so he theorized that it took approximately 6,000 years, right? And you learn this from day 7, right? Because in the day you eat thereof, you will surely die, right? Now, some say for as soon as you eat of it, right? Uh-oh. But wait a minute. We do have Bayom, right? Again, right? Uh-oh. That is in the day, right? Bayom, Jews, my friends, right? Is in the day, right? You eat thereof, right? So Moses said Adam, after he ate, lived 930 years, right? Alright. So, if he says in Psalms 94, which they associate this with Moses, who can make you care? Not even God can make you care, right? We have free will. For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday when it is past, and as a watch in the night. Thou carried them away as with a flood. They are as a sheep, they think. They are as a sleep. In the morning, they are like grass which groweth up. In the morning, it flourisheth and groweth up. In the evening, it is cut down and withereth. For we are consumed by thine anger, and by thy wrath are we troubled. So here it seems like he's comparing 1,000 years to a night in the watch, or yesterday, right? When it has passed. So if that says what Peter said, right? And John spoke of 10 days of tribulation, right? Uh-oh. What could that mean, right? So in chapter 3 of 2 Peter verse 8, he said, "But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day." So if that's so, it's only been 2,000 years to the Lord. Or what? 2 days. 2 days. I know. Now, we're told, though, we're to be raised up in the third day, but the third day has to complete for a reason, right? Now, what is 6 days, and what happens after 6 days in the calendar week? You have the Sabbath day of the Lord, right? Now, if we sinned on the Sabbath day and Adam lived 930 years and died, right? When did that Sabbath day end? Shortly after Adam died, right? That ended the Sabbath day. Mm-hmm. So, the thing is, what starts a new week? The first day of the week, or second week, right? It took God basically a week, or 6,000 years, right? From 0 to 6,000 years to create the heavens and the earth. Right? Does that make sense, right? Does that give us a little more time there, scientists? Right. And he talks of also of replenishing, refilling it, right? What does that mean, right? And, could we foolishly, get so technological in advance, as Daniel said, right? Knowledge shall increase, right? To the point where we can blow ourselves to kingdom come, right? And have we been, right? Even in the Hindu mythologies, right? Or their version of creation, right? Where there's 3 deities as well: Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, right? Vishnu and Shiva seem to be the 2 most dominant deities, right? And Brahma is created by Vishnu, right? Kind of like the idea of Jesus and God and all that, right? And Shiva tries to destroy it, kind of like Satan, right? Did the earth, right? By teaching us good and bad, right? Now, when the serpent tempts Eve, he says, Elohim yada. God knows. That you will be as Elohim Yada'i, good and evil, or good and bad, right? Now, the serpent is implying, though, who's good and bad? Elohim.